So we were planted out from Barnabas in Shrewsbury in 2008, and we started meeting fairly quickly at the Civic Centre in Whitchurch, which is really sort of up the high street, near the top of the high street in the town centre. And after a while we started getting prophetic words that streams were going to flow out from the church down the high street, sort of into the town, so to speak. And we had this 2 or 3 times, so I'll sort of shelve that on one side. Meanwhile, we were looking for accommodation. And believe it or not, we looked at 35 different buildings where Beacon could actually have a footprint, a permanent footprint in the town, rather than just being a pop-up church on a Sunday, which we had to furiously set up and then set down again, which went on for years. So that was 2008 when we planted. In December, in 2020, we found a building. It initially had been on for sale at £900,000, which is way too much for us. We were a congregation at that stage of probably about sort of 50 people. So we just thought, nice, would be lovely, but it's actually way above our affordability. So that was down at the bottom of the high street, right between the 3 chemists, where everyone could access it. Everyone went the whole time. It was right by the very centre of the town, the Bull Ring. But curiously, this building, suddenly the price dropped from 900,000 to 400,000. One of the elders noticed this and said, hey, we can make an offer on this. So we made an offer and they accepted 380,000, which was affordable with a mortgage. So in December 2020, we actually took possession of this building, which is 60 square metres on the ground floor, 60 square metres on the top floor. So it's a big building. Was Argos and Ethel Austin, so 2 stores which sort of knocked into one. And we started to renovate this building, make it into a church. So one side, the Argos side, we made into a auditorium for the church, and the other side into a community centre with folding doors. Anyway, the sort of culmination of this story, just to get to it quickly, is that the Civic Centre where we had been meeting, they suddenly discovered in November of this last year, 23, that it had RAC and asbestos, and they've had to close the building down with no plans to rebuild the Civic Centre. So we suddenly found that we are the biggest building in the town, and we're right in the town centre at the bottom of the high street, accessible to everyone. And suddenly we found that we're actually the de facto Civic Centre. The library are now asking, could we pay for you to have a lift and stairs to go into your first floor and set up our library in just a part of this huge expanse, which was the Argos storeroom. And so God has really abundantly blessed us. And it was just through perseverance. So the end of this really is just in Luke 8:15. It says, in the parable of the sower, it just says, those who bear good fruit do it through one word, perseverance, who by perseverance keep going and bear fruit 30, 60, 100-fold. And that's really the message. We looked at 35 buildings, but this one was the one. So keep persevering, and in whatever area you're thinking of, keep persevering, because fruit comes through perseverance. Luke 8:15, have a read of that.